Hey guys, welcome to Recipes Tested. I'm Brianna Robinson, and today I'm going to be testing out a sweet potato pie recipe. I got this one from Pinterest. I'll leave the link for the recipe down in the description below, so if you want to make this, you can find all the ingredients and amounts and stuff like that all on that webpage. But I wanted to make this simply, honestly, because I've never had a sweet potato pie. I don't really know going into it what to expect, but I'm really excited. It sounds really good. It's rated really, really well on Pinterest, so I'm super excited. So throughout this video, I'm just gonna go over the process and show you guys how it's made based on the instructions. And at the end of the video, I will give a review and let you know if it's love at first bite. So if you wanna see how this recipe turns out, just keep watching and I'll get testing. First step was to get going on the sweet potatoes. So I put those in some boiling water with the skin on and let those boil for 50 full minutes. And once they were pretty tender, I moved them to a plate, let them cool for a little bit before I tried to peel them. These were still really, really hot, so I would probably recommend waiting a little bit longer. I only waited like 20 minutes and they were still just like really hot. But once that was done, she recommended to kind of pre-mash them before you add them into the pie. So I went ahead and did that and then put them in my standing mixer and mixed them all around and then added my ingredients. So I got my butter, brown sugar. This is a brown sugar sweet potato pie. My heavy cream, eggs, my leavening agent, and all of my spices. So I have cinnamon and nutmeg, whole ground grated nutmeg and ground cloves, and added those all in and mix that all together. And if your butter is a little bit more at room temperature than mine was, you won't see any clumps, but it still worked out in the end. Just so you know, I left my butter out overnight. It was still kind of clumpy, so depending on how cold your house is, you might want to pop it in the microwave for like 10-15 seconds so it gets pretty soft. But once I cleaned off my mixer as much as I could, I got going on the pie crust. This is the Laura in the Kitchen pie crust recipe. I will leave that down in the description below, so if you want to make one from scratch you can, or you can just get one from the store, whatever's easiest for you. And once that was all rolled out, I just put it on my regular pie pan shape. These are not like deep. They're like maybe 1.5 inches, I don't know. But then I just trimmed off my excess and saved that for later. And then I decided, instead of crimping, to cut, make the marks with the fork, and then added my filling all in. And once the filling was in, I just brushed it with an egg wash on the crust on the edges. And then I baked it according to the instructions, and this is what it looks like when it's done. So here's the pie. You might be asking yourself, what do you have paper towels in your hand for? It is very buttery and greasy underneath of it. So I am super glad that I baked this on a baking sheet with a silicone mat underneath, because now I don't have to clean my oven. I don't have to clean a baking sheet. I just have to clean a silicone mat. I'm gonna sneak a little bit here. I will let you know that I have not refrigerated this. This is literally just cooled to room temperature, and I'm gonna sneak a little tiny taste here before I refrigerate it, but I do know that it will probably I think the taste will be the same. I think the texture will be different. Okay, this is really hard to do in my hand. I'm gonna take this little bitty crust that fell off and try to sneak a piece where you can't see it. Smells really like mapley, which is weird because there's no maple syrup in here. Wow, this is really good. It's a very sweet pie. Even from just that little tiny taste, I can still tell how sweet this is. And honestly, the thought of adding whipped cream to hide up my little splooge is kind of a little bit overwhelming, because I don't like the desserts to be super sweet. Or if they are, we're gonna have teeny tiny pieces. I think that this is gonna serve a lot more than 6 to 8. I think this is gonna be something that we have just like a half of a piece and be plenty happy with. So that's good to know going into it. I do think that this is really worthy of trying out this fall, really just because it's different, at least for me, than what we typically would make during the fall time. Usually I only make pumpkin pie or apple pie, and I really like that this is still using seasonal ingredients. It's just something a little bit different, and it's really easy. It didn't require anything special. It was really yummy. I really like that. And I love how pretty it looks. Like, to me, this is just like so rustic. And I love like the brownish color. I just think it's so beautiful. So I will give this a rating. I mean, it's pretty spot on. It's pretty good. 10? Yeah. I'm thinking a 10 out of 10. It's easy, it's delicious, it's sweet, it's fall-y, autumn-y. It's just so good. And I really think that this is something you guys should give a shot. I mean, there's tons of brown sugar in here. It's got lots of flavor. It's got lots of warmth from the spices. Just overall, just a huge winner. All right, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and testing out this pie recipe. I appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you plan on making this yourself, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe while you're here. And I will see you guys with my next Recipes Testober video. Bye.